What up, ZTS Media? Omar, David.
Gonna make it last. Na 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 na. So if you want me to, then baby say I do. I'll give it all to you. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. No one has ever loved me the way you do. I'll never find another one like you. Na 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 na. Shower me with your love. Now I can't get enough.
Na 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 na.
So if you want me to, then baby say I do. I'll give it all to you. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Alright, okay. I never felt this way. Okay, alright. Let's get it on tonight. Alright, okay. I never felt this way. Okay, alright. Let's get it on tonight. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Shining like a light in the nighttime. Loving everything that you got. Thinking that it might be the right time. Take this party to the next spot. Alright, okay. I never felt this way. Okay, alright. Let's get it on tonight. Alright, okay. I never felt this way. Okay, alright. Let's get it on tonight. Shining like a light. Shining like a light. Shining
That's my shit right there. The Right Time by the group Tuxedo. Tuxedo's like a white guy. He has his own um, 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 his own music, but his group is called Tuxedo, and that's called The Right Time. He has a 80s music, 90s music style. Sometimes he'll go back old school, but he's a modern cat who kicks old school kind of music. What's up, Chris Connors? Um, asks Chief X, what do you think of Smash Rockwell's presentation on Sonetta TV? All I seen him show was a bunch of drawings, but of course, right. But of course, Ankh and Reggie overhyped him. It was totally biased. Then the gatekeepers came on to try to co-sign him. The gatekeepers is Ankh and Reggie, right? So you notice how every time he displayed or showed a picture along with what he wanted to say, he made sure that picture was a black person or some dark person. So it was a bunch of mind games and ridiculous. And I have a counter to it. I just was too tired to do it over the last few days, right? And he was talking about Mentu Hotep and these other people, and they show the black Mentu Hotep, but they don't show the pale skinned Mentu Hotep. Mentu Hotep was banging on Nubians. He was not a Nubian. Mentu Hotep was sending expeditions and military down into Nubia, snatching up gold and banging on them niggas. So yeah, Mentu Hotep wasn't got that goddamn Nubian friendly. Let's stop that shit. What's up, Jalen? I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yo, I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Now, this is not going to be no long, drawn out thing. This is not even going to be 30 minutes long. Bear with me today. First off, let me just say that I know nothing. Right. This shit was weak as fuck. Hey, uh, uh, Gullah Geechee, stop playing. I heard you say that show was bomb and fire. Stop trying to cater to him. You know that shit was weak. All right, so check this out, y'all. I'm not gonna be long and drawn out, right? This is gonna be a 30-minute video or less, right? Um, um, First off, let me say that I don't know shit about linguistics. Hey, Roshonda, I do not know shit about linguistics, language families, Medunetter. I am not the guy to talk to about that. I'm not one of these guys who try to act like he's a multi genius and can speak on every goddamn thing. I'm not one of these fake cats that be doing that. Any subject come up, here they is on a panel acting like they're expert on it. Y'all gotta stop that shit and stop them from doing that. So I'm putting it out there. I don't know shit about linguistics or languages. But I want to show something because the Afrocentrics, specifically Ankh, is continuously pushing this narrative that the Afro Asiatic language is an African language. Its origin is Africa. He's alluding to because the community, when they hear African, all they can think about in their mind, because they never knew until Chief X brought it out that North Africa was never Black Africa. So when they hear African, it's an African language, and you talking to some average Joe Blow, all they're gonna think about is a Negroid, a sub-Saharan African, a nappy, tightly coiled, kinky haired African. That's what niggas gonna think when these cats say, hey, it's an African language. So I just want to clarify that Afro Asiatics in no way whatsoever came from a Negroid type. And I don't give a shit if you got a problem with that word or term. I'm using it because it settles what I'm talking about. A Negroid is sub Saharan Africans besides Horners. I don't consider Eritreans and Ethiopians and Somalians Negroid. I consider them admixed. But the rest of sub Saharan Africa is Negroid, and they have nothing at all to do with Afro Asiatic language in the origin of it or the home of it. Nothing. So don't let Ankh and these cats mind fuck you by saying it's African in origin, alluding to you. Let's stop that shit. Now, the consensus is up in the air. The experts don't know if it comes from West Asia or around the Horn. They're confused. There's no consensus. So for a non-expert like me, a non-expert like Ankh, a non-expert like Smash Rockwell, telling you something when they are far from experts is bullshit. So what we supposed to do is tell you what the experts say and what the consensus is as non-experts. That's called being fair and unbiased. If you're an Afrocentric, of course you're going to say it's African. It comes from an African religion. It's your default. It's just what you do. It's bullshit, people, to try to still shine in glory. Okay? So this is going to be real brief. Real brief. Chief X can honestly and be fair and be unbiased and say, I'm not sure where it came from. The Horn of Africa or the Levant. I'm not fucking sure. It's not my fucking lane. This is called honesty. Any Afrocentric or anybody in this conscious community, for lack of a better word, telling you for certain, hey, this is where it's at, is bullshitting you. So let me share my screen and let's just get this over with. And let's just real quick define this shit. Let me make sure my... Okay, my screen is shared. Okay, real quick. This ain't gonna take long. Bear with me. Let's just define it. Afro Asiatic languages, right? The Afro Asiatic languages, or Afro Asiatic, sometimes Afrasian, also known as Hamito Semitic, that has nothing to do with you Negroids, Hamito Semitic, or Semito Hamitic, are a language family or phylum of about 400 languages spoken predominantly where? West Asia. That's not Negroid people. That's not sub Saharan Africa. North Africa. That's not Negroid people. That's not sub Saharan Africa. And the Horn of Africa, which I said Horners, who are admixed people, not Negroids, in a sense. They have nothing to do with you Western Central Africans, people in the Congo, South Africa. Has nothing to do with you guys at all. Okay? So that's just defining it, right? Now, let's just go here. Afro Asiatic homeland. The Afro Asiatic homeland is a hypothetical place where speakers of the Proto Afro Asian language lived in a single linguistic community or complex of community before this original language dispersed geographically and divided into separate, distinct languages. Afro Asiatic languages are mostly distributed in parts of Africa and where? West Asia. So I'm not leaving out either part. When Afrocentrics leave out a part and don't say West Asia or Africa, they're being biased because they just want you to think African. Okay? The contemporary Afro Asiatic languages are spoken in West Asia, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, Horners, parts of the Sahara, Sahel, and Malta. The various hypotheses for the Afro Asiatic homeland are distributed throughout this territory. None of this territory on this map here is of yours. Let me make sure this is popping up on my screen correctly. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm sitting here reading and I'm on a different screen. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Let me stop sharing that. Hold on. Let me represent. Represent. I fucked up. Hold on. Okay. Now we're here at the homeland. I thought I was showing you right here. Okay. Afro Asiatic homeland, right? The Afro Asiatic homeland is a hypothetical place where speakers of the Proto Afro Asiatic language lived in a single linguistic community or complex of communities before this original language dispersed geographically and divided into separate distinct languages. Afro Asiatic languages are today mostly distributed in Africa and West Asia, right? So the contemporary Afro-Asiatic languages are spoken in West Asia, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, Horners, parts of the Sahara, Sahel, Malta. All right. The various hypotheses for Afro-Asiatic homeland are distributed throughout this territory. It is generally assumed the Proto-Afro-Asiatic was spoken in some region where Afro-Asiatic languages are still spoken today. However, there is a disagreement as to which part of the contemporary Afro-Asiatic speech corresponds. Now, the dates, they're guessing. There's no consensus, meaning the experts aren't totally sure. So a lot of this is guesswork. So my point is, Afrocentrics need to stop saying for certain this is where it came from, trying to allude that it came from some kinky-haired people like you. Okay, there's no consensus as to when the Afro-Asiatics was spoken. The absolute latest date for when Proto-Afro-Asiatic be could been extant is 4000 BC, after which Egyptians and the Semitic languages are firmly attested. Now, so they have an estimation that Proto-Afro-Asiatic was spoken very widely, ranging from 18,000 BC to 8,000 BC. Okay, so let me continue on and move on down. Hold on. Again, this hypothesis, no consensus exists as to where the Proto-Afro-Asiatic originated. Scholars have proposed locations for the Afro-Asiatic homeland across Africa and Western Asia. A complicating factor is the lack of agreement, right, on the subgroupings of Afro-Asiatic. Everyone hasn't agreed, the scholars. So how some nigga gonna come up out of Atlanta in his or some nigga in his garage in New York who has no clue, is not an expert, gonna tell you for certain it's African? Okay, so let me move on to something else real quick. So they have certain theories about where it came from. Why do they have certain theories where it came from? Because no one is totally sure. So here you go. You have a what? A Western Asian homeland theory that you can read about. It says Levant culturalist. Okay? And it talks about supporters of a West Asian origin, right? You have another theory, a Northeast African homeland theory of it. Nobody's fucking sure. Red Sea coast. Um, all kind of different hypotheses, as you see, for the origin and homeland of it, right? So I just wanted to put that out there and show you that even the scholars are not sure. Now I will say and be honest that approximately from what I was seeing, maybe 60% will say Africa and 40% a minority will say the Levant. So it's a debate going from it. Did it come from the Near East or Levant? Or did it come from the Horn area? I would think personally, I would just guess because I'm no expert, the Levant. That's just my guess. I'm no expert. So my point here, before I show this 5-minute video and we just go ahead and end this, is as a non-expert, as an honest person, I have to go with what the experts and scholars say is they're not sure. It could be in the Near East Levant. It could be in the Horn of Africa. That's just being honest. Now, a guy, I made this video. Let me share again. Right here, this is Chief X a year ago. I have an origin of the Afro Asiatic language. I made this video a year ago saying this, but obviously the Afrocentrics didn't care or want to correct themselves. I was on their ass a year ago about this. You see? Got almost 1,000 views 1 year ago. Okay? Now, I'm just going to show you a guy made a map in a time lapse of where the origins of it could have came from. And he kind of puts it in Levant, but he just shows how it spreads, and that's what we're going to do here. And then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure it pops up on my tablet. All right, there we go. So above, you see it says the histories of the Afro-Asiatic language. My intent is to just clarify. It didn't come from Negroid types. That's what you need to know. he's hypothesizing that it came up out of the Levant. Early farmers, agriculturalists. Let's go. And it spreads and it spreads. Watch. So what you have to know is down in where it says the Horners, where the Horners are, Omatic, and we know these people have Arab admixture. It's pretty clear from my common sense that it's coming up out the Near East or Arabia into Africa from these entry points at the southern end of the Red Sea and where it's transcontinental, where Egypt is, out the Levant. Has nothing to do with origins coming from sub-Saharan Africans or Negroid people. Let's be clear. All right, all right, all right. It was just showing you, hold on. Let me stop sharing and come on back. So I just wanted to show you the spread of it, right? So let's be clear. When these cats are saying its origin is African, that's a deceptive thing. Because they know you only understand African as a tightly coiled person. Nobody was tripping until I said North Africa has never been black Africa. All these people in the community thought North Africa was just full of blacks and indigenous blacks was running North Africa at some time in history. It's the biggest falsehood, right? There was something else I wanted to show. Smash Rockwell, you need to unblock me and stop running from me. I'm not even a scholar and you can't deal with me on your show. Last two times I came on your show, Smash Rockwell, you had to shut the show down because you guys was looking so bad. Y'all on there talking about sub-Saharan Africa today, knowing you bullshitting. And what you got to do is stop using those two white ladies. Afrocentrics love to use those two white ladies. They've been using them for years because they're Afrocentric friendly and sensitive. So they all prop up them two white ladies and that white boy who was interviewing that white lady all the time to prove a point. And most scholars don't agree with them two white ladies. Sub-Saharan Africa, the term, I don't give a fuck when it began or started. It's not a racist term. It's describing geography because the Sahara Desert is vast. Vast. It goes across the whole east to, excuse me, west to north of all of, it's vast. And it's a death trap. So when you speak of sub-Saharan Africa, you're speaking what's below this vast desert death trap, and below that are African countries that they call sub-Saharan. The only reason these people are trying to make it out to be some racist term, they want to dissolve the term sub-Saharan Africa so they can float themselves into being anywhere in Africa and act like Africa's just all one people and all the same. And that means I can be North African. That means I can be East African. I can be West African. I can be all of Africa. And we remove this sub-Saharan Africa so we can fit ourselves up into North Africa and be North Africans and be Egyptians. That's the mind game of that whole thing, talking about sub-Saharan African is racist term. It's so they can fit themselves into North Africa and be a part of and be wishful. It's talking about geography. If I say Africa, I'm talking about a goddamn continent. Let them know, Jalen. When I'm describing Asia and groups in Asia, I have to be specific. Be specific about geography. If I'm talking about Pakistani people, I might need to say the Near East. It's describing geography in a certain region so your mind can grasp who the fuck people are talking about. I don't want you to be confused and think I mean India when I'm talking about Uzbekistan. When I'm talking about Cambodia and Thailand, I need to be specific and communicate as a good teacher to whoever's listening to me and say Southeast Asia. So your mind can say, oh, he's talking about them Asians. When he's talking about Cambodians and Vietnamese, he's not talking about Iranians or Iraqis. I'm being specific and letting you know I'm talking about Southeast Asians, another region. You fucking liars. It's describing geography. We know there are many countries below the Sahara, and that's what sub-Saharan Africa is explaining, is a term for. It's a different group of people phenotypically, genetically living below the Sahara than that is above the Sahara. I'm not making this up. This is a reality. Above the Sahara, these people are in groups considered Caucasoid. Let me show you a comment real quick. Let me see if it pops up on my screen. Okay, there we go. Let me make this smaller. So people know about you guys. This video, when was this video put up? This is 3 years ago. I didn't put this video up. This is someone else. But I just want to show you this comment. Right? I'm not making this up. These people know what they are. Hold on, hold on. I can't see the comments when I blow it up. Hold on. Okay, there we go. In the comment that I saw, I was going through these comments. I said, oh, the people in his comments is arguing. So this comment right here, it says Afro, mad Afrocentrics in the comments. Afro Asiatic language originates with the Natufian culture, like Ngozi tells you, which also invented agriculture and beer. I said early farmers, agriculturalists. The Neolithic Revolution and Afro Asiatic language have the same origin. Let's see here again. The Neolithic Revolution and Afro Asiatic language have the same origin. Afrocentrists will claim North Africa must have been black because it's in Africa, he said. By that logic, were the ancient Canaanites Asian? And then he clarifies and just ends with this. North Africans have been Caucasian since at least the Ice Age, between 20,000 and 10,000 BC. They've been there. He knows in forensic science and in physical anthropology, they're considered Caucasoid. It's okay. He knows this. Did Smash show that paperwork yet? People in the scamming community, 19 keys and um, um, all these niggas be on Earn Your Leisure and these scammers and frauds and shit. What's this guy name? Not Bobby. It's a brother that be with that clique. Um, Everybody think he's rich and balling, and he got exposed because everybody goes online and takes this Harvard certificate class, therefore making the people think they're Harvard educated, and they get this online certificate from Harvard for finances, and they start scamming people. So when I heard Smash Rockwell talking about some Harvard online class, I said, yeah, just what them scammers be doing. Show that paperwork tomorrow, Smash. I'd like to see it. Oh man. And Smash Rockwell, I got a request. Let's do a show strictly on North African genetics. Strictly that. And why don't you like to talk about DNA and genetic science? What's up, Squally Visions? Let me just read a few of these comments. I may have a comment directed to me, and I'm just don't know. I haven't been reading the chat. That's exactly what he did, Chris Connors, on the Sonetter interview. He tried to connect the people of Kush and Kemet as the same people. This is what they've always done. Sarah Seti, Ashwar Kwesi, all these guys, the Kushite, they have always tried to make Kushites and Egyptians the same people. They only stopped when I checked them on that 2 years ago. I got a video I had to make called Egyptians Hated Black Folk. And I was trying to show that the Kushites and Nubians is not the same people as the Egyptians. People flipped out when I made this video 2 years ago. It wasn't even the Black Egypt debunk video. But Seti, all these people have a history of teaching Cushites and Egyptians are the same people, the same black people in one big happy family. The Afrocentric, what's the elder's name? He goes too far and says we should just start saying the Nile Valley civilization to include everything from Ethiopia all the way from the beginning of the Nile all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. And this is all one big happy family. Let's just say these are the Nile Valley civilization people. Lying to naive black folk for 40 years about this shit. Teaching that Cushites, Nubians, and Egyptians and all this shit is the same fucking people. Smash Rockwell just started getting a little more clarity in bringing up the Cushites because I said 6 months ago in the video, I said, fuck that Nubian talk. Because these niggas is using words to get out of shit. Oh, well, Nubian, it's not, well, ain't no really Nubian. Well, it's true though. Nubians is a bunch of nomads. Nubian is a bunch of different type of Nubian tribes. It's the new people in the mountains. It's it's all kind of fragmented Nubian people. There's Nubian people all admixed with Arab. So I said, fuck that shit. Because they was talking about Aswan and there's Nubians on the border and they trying to connect all these Nubians and these say these Nubians are Egyptians because they live on the border or they're a little north of the border. So they're all this mind game. So I said, fuck all that bullshit. Let's do this. I said, no. The first sub-Saharan nation state, organized nation state, is the Kushite Empire. Debate me on that. The Kushite Empire, down by Kerma, Meroe, is way down. The center of it is way down by the fourth and fifth cataract. So fuck all them Nubians. If you want to talk about some black Negroid type, talk about the Kushite Empire then. Let's stop saying Nubian altogether. I agree. That's going to place your asses further down south. Not on the border, not close to the border. 1,000 miles away from the border of Egypt. I had to let people know from the capital of Egypt, Cairo, to Canaan, Israel, West Asia, is 400 miles. Listen to this logic. From Cairo, the capital of Egypt, Cairo's in the Delta, all the way to capital of Sudan, Khartoum, is 1,400 miles. 400 miles West Asia, 1,400 miles Sudan. Who do you think Egyptians going to be dealing with more? Someone who's 400 miles away or someone who's 1,400 miles away? Stop playing with me. You niggas know they much closer to the Mediterranean and Mediterranean people than anything way down where the Cushites are. Only thing they wanted from Cushites was run me that gold. And we putting a fortress here and blocking you niggas from coming up. Run that motherfucking gold so we can take that gold up to the Mediterranean and sell that shit and ball. They were snatching up gold from them Cushites for thousands of years. And them Nubians. Nub means gold. They had the gold down there. And the Egyptian says, we're gonna pimp this motherfucking shit. Run me that shit. And then we're gonna have viceroys running shit. Then we're gonna run your gold mining adventures. We running that. We overseeing the gold trade, nigga. Get that shit and mine it. Bring us this free labor. That's what the fuck was really going on. And here they is riding on gold Dayton's, flossing all in the Mediterranean with gold and shit, fucking with the Canaanites who used to be a part of the empire. You know what I mean? Fucking with the Greeks and Roman world and shit. Greeks and Romans was fucking with Egyptians long before they had conquered it. They've been doing trade and business in the Mediterranean for thousands of years before they even started fucking with, you know what I mean? I was watching a video and doing some research 3 days ago about the ancient trade between the Egyptians. Preeminent force in the Mediterranean. Preeminent force in the Mediterranean at one point. You have the Levant is considered Eastern Mediterranean. Then you got the Western Mediterranean where Morocco is. You got the Northern Mediterranean where Rome and Greece is. Then you got the southern Mediterranean where all North African countries is. Algerians, Libyans, Egyptians, you know what I mean, Moroccans, you know what I mean, Algerians, they representing that Mediterranean world. What's happening? They throwing up the, I was about to say W, but it's an M. Right, I'm clowning now. I told you I was going to be 30 minutes. It's 49 minutes. You dig? So they snatching up gold, you know what I mean? Fucking with the Romans, giving them gold shit. How you think Rome got all this gold and shit? They were snatching it from Cushites and running that shit up to the Mediterranean. Balling. Chicks was having gold bamboo earrings and shit all up in the Mediterranean and shit. Greeks and Romans was partying all up in Egypt and shit. Hey! All in Levant, they sharing languages and speak the same goddamn thing. Everybody's Afro Asiatic in the Mediterranean. And they partying and talking and getting out together. Appreciate you, Big D. Wait. Wait a minute. Let me show this. Let me just show this real quick. Let me show this. Did I see it right here? Hold on, y'all. Let me just show this. Oh, okay. I'll say that again. I'm gonna sit today. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm on live stream. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Let me just find this real quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Damn. It ain't there. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is important. Oh God. I got to show this. 1 second, y'all. I was wanted to show a couple of these Egyptians from the first and second and third and fourth dynasty. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Just let's just use some logic for a minute, family. They're just talking about some Egyptian writing, right? And on the right here, this picture, right? It's some old hieroglyphic writings. I don't know. I'm not no expert in this, right? excuse me, 2690 BC, right? The Seth Parabizin. I guess that's how you pronounce it, right? Um, is the correct name of an early Egyptian monarch, pharaoh, who ruled during what? The second dynasty. Okay. Um, um, okay. Let me just get to my point. My point is the inscriptions on the stones and on the rocks here. We know that the Nubians didn't have, or the Cushites didn't have a written language until about 2,000 years later, the Meroitic script. So we know all this shit in the first, second, third dynasty writings and findings that they have was from Afro Asiatic people or Caucasoids. That was all in the, see, it says second dynasty here. All them early hieroglyphics, even found down where the land Nubia is, Naphtaliya, Caucasoids was coming up and down that Nile River for thousands of years, deep down into Nubia. Hieroglyphics inscriptions are found everywhere. Nubians didn't do hieroglyphs. None of them early dynasties. They developed the Meroitic script 2,000 years later. They didn't have a written language. So you know them early Egyptians was not from Nubia. People need to stop saying from the south. They came from the south. I've been debunked that, Smash Rockwell. Why are you still saying that? The first dynasty was Narmer. And Narmer's from Thinis. It's on that map you use religiously, close by Abydos, which is just barely south of central Egypt. Say that. Say it's a little south from central Egypt. When you guys say the south, you're trying to say Sudan and Cushites and Nubians. That's what you're trying to allude to. Nubians and Cushites did not start no Egyptian dynasty or anything close to it. On Narmer's palette is Mesopotamian symbolism because these people have been coming from West Asia all the way down, up and down the Nile for years. Narmer's bloodline, he united Upper and Lower Egypt. He united his people. They were the same fucking people who just had disagreements. He didn't unite Nubia. He united his kinfolk, Upper and Lower Egypt. People who've been going in and out from the Levant up and down the Nile for thousands of years before there was even an Egyptian state. Prehistory times. Talking about he came from the south. Cut that bullshit out. Um, um, Ask these cats who was doing all that writing in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th dynasty. Ask them that. It wasn't the Nubians. Logic, common sense science I'm hitting you with. In fact, after Narmer unified his people, Upper and Lower Egypt and the Mediterranean people and him, he made a U-turn and started gang banging on Nubians. So you know he wasn't from Nubia. He made a U-turn and sent military expeditions into Nubia and damn near all the way to fucking Kushites. All that shit you talking about, Smash Rockwell and Mentu Hotep, his ass sent military expeditions all into Nubia, snatching up they shit and punking them. King Tut and all them. Show that procession again of them Nubians bowing down and giving honor and paying tribute to Egypt and King Tut. And then show King Tut on the end looking pale as fuck. So all these black Negroid Nubians is bowing down and giving honor to who? King Tut, a Caucasian. King Tut got K, mtDNA K, which is West Asia. King Tut on his slippers was stomping on Nubians. You know King Tut's slippers? And he got a fucking Cushite, a Nubian on the bottom of it, stepping on his ass. Because King Tut wasn't them. Asked him why King Tut got it stepping on Nubians and Cushites on the bottom of his sandals. Because if I'm a Crip and I got some Bloods hood on the bottom of my shoe symbolizing I'm stepping on their motherfucking ass, that means I don't get along with them and I don't like them and I think they're a piece of shit. I'm not saying they're a piece of shit. I'm just saying that has to be the mentality. When you stepping on a nigga, you must say, I'm stepping on some enemies of mine. Fuck them niggas. Where's the lie? So them niggas in a procession paying tribute and bowing down and bucking down to King Tut with with mtDNA K from West Asia. Them is Negroids bowing down to a Caucasian and giving up trinkets and golden goods, bringing slaves in the procession. You know what the fuck it is. That's what a tributary state do. A tributary state brings slaves and gold and trinkets, and pay tribute to a superior nation. Let's keep that shit real. Prove that shit, Chief X. Hold on. Prove that shit, Chief X. What do niggas pay? Egypt wasn't paying no tribute to Nubians or Cushites. Ain't never. Hold on. Here we go, and we're going to get up out of here. When they was in that procession paying tribute to King Tut, let's see what paying tribute is and what a tributary state is. Hold on. We got you. We got you. We got you. What is a tributary state, Chief X? It's a subordinate state. A tributary state. A tributary state is a pre-modern state. Pre-modern. It was pre-modern times. In a particular type of what? Subordinate relationship to a more powerful state. Let's blow that up so we can see it. Chief X don't lie and he proves all things. A tributary state is a pre-modern state in particular type of subordinate relationship to a more powerful state. The Egyptians were more powerful than the Nubians. So they punked them and said, bring us some gold and slaves, right? Which involved sending of regular tokens of submission or tribute to the superior power. Can you niggas read? This often token took the form of substantial transfers of wealth, such as what? The delivery of gold and produce. Wasn't they delivering gold and shit in that procession? What is that? Tomb of who? I can't. Wait a minute. I can't even think of the proper name. But you guys know what I'm talking about. They was delivering gold and produce, or what else? Slaves. And on them boats, they had shackled up slaves. In that procession, they had people shackled up with the hands tied behind their back. They had a rope on their neck. That's what a tributary state does. They bow down to a more superior state and bring them goods so they won't get their ass whooped. Look, or for as the payment of protection money. We know you want this gold, Egypt. We're going to give it to you. Just don't fuck us up. Huh? Hold on. Tomb of Hui, I was right. I was gonna say I have I have a video I'm gonna do. It's called Black Egypt Debunk, the final chapter, and it's gonna solidify everything I've done over the last 2 years. I'm gonna compile it in one video. I was gonna save this for that, but since it's here, let me just go ahead. Since I'm just on this subject, cats act like they don't see this this Caucasian to the right. You don't see right here, King Tut. That's who they paying tribute to. Now let me show you who's paying tribute to him. Niggas. King Tut don't look nothing like these group of people right here, which are Nubians. And you see that white thing around their neck? That's a rope because they're bound. They're in a procession paying tribute. See, Afrocentrics never taught to you this way. These guys is the slaves that are being brought to King Tut. And guess what they do with concubines and slaves and shit? They're right here in the procession with ropes around their neck and bound. They're right here bucking and bowing to who? To who, Chief? Show them. To this pale man. Oh, the Afrocentrics didn't teach you like that? Well, I'm telling you what exactly they doing. Afrocentrics really don't want you to know this. This ain't no recreation. This is it. So y'all got some daggers for these cats. These are trinkets and gold. It said they tribute state brings what? Trinkets and gold and produce and shit. That's exactly what they doing. Here, massa. Look at them presenting. Presenting. These Nubians presenting. To the palest person on this entire thing in the tomb of Hui. And that pale ass person is right here. King Tut. The man who had the Nubian on the bottom of his shoe. Guess who he had on the bottom of his shoe? Huh? These niggas right here. That's who King Tut had on the bottom of his shoe. And guess what these niggas is doing? Paying tribute. being brought as slaves, all this slave labor. Here go, I'm on a boat right here. Let's talk about it. They right here on the boat, shackled up, getting pimped for gold. Let's go on and see Massa. Oh, the Afrocentrics didn't teach you this? They get up off the boat, here they is, still shackled up, in the parade, giving honor. Woo, 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 woo. My Black Egypt Debunked the final chapter video is gonna be so cold blooded. I'm telling you, it's gonna have everybody shook. It's all in my head. It's gonna be about a good 3 hour presentation. And after I put this presentation down and show you they was a tributary state and that ancient Egyptians wasn't black and that there was pale Caucasians like this, it's all over. The way I'm gonna have all that Mediterranean information, all this information, man, it's gonna be so cold blooded. Cat's gonna have to apologize. It's gonna shake the community. Cause my Black Egypt Debunk video I made 2 years ago is okay, but I've developed so much more information since 2 years. Yeah, that's them on these boats. Tell them to explain why they shackled up and who they being brought to. Ask them to tell you that. I got a whole video about slave labor. Who you think mining the gold that they got to give up? Who's working hard mining the gold? These cats right here is on the bottom of King Tut's shoe. Why you niggas playing dumb? Do you see Egyptians bowing down to Nubians? Donnie Williams. Or do you see Egyptians bowing down to Nubians in a procession bringing them trinkets and gold and slaves? Ever? Because they two different people. These niggas been running a scam on you guys for 40 years, lying about history. Acting like they North Africans. Oh, ain't no sub-Saharan Africa. Cut the crap. No such thing as sub-Saharan Africa. Let's remove this term sub-Saharan Africa. Let's Africa, we just be all one. And let's just say African. We're not going to say North African, Sub-Saharan African, East African. We're not going to say these terms. We're going to make it all ambiguous so we can muddy the waters so we can fit ourselves into North Africa. What y'all talking about in the comments? Killing them. Boy, when I do that Black Egypt Debunk, the final chapter video, oh, I dare these cats to run my video on their live stream and debunk 1 point. I'm gonna make about 100 points, and they won't touch one or can't debunk one. When I make this video, Black Egypt Debunk, the final chapter, I'm saying this again, bro. It's all compiled right here, and it's so devastating to everything these niggas been teaching. I didn't do the part one right. I was just, this is 2 years later that I've compiled shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, you better get ahead of the curve today, or you're gonna be crying in a couple weeks. You better get it ahead of the curve right now and say, you know what, I've been tripping, and do what Smash has been doing a little bit. Well, I'm not saying there was nobody who was pale in Egypt. Yeah, and the niggas is flipping now, slowly flipping, slowly flipping. It's a reason why Smash, Rockwell, Sonetta, House of Consciousness channel, and all these channels got me blocked. So I can't influence anybody's chat or drop no common sense science in the chat and make people think. They know my shit is profound. If I say something, that's just profound. When I threw the Mediterranean argument out on them, profound. They've been arguing about that shit for 2 years straight since I mentioned it. When I threw the no North Africa, no indigenous blacks in North Africa, profound. They've been arguing that for 2 years straight and can't get around it. So I'm blocked from all these people's chats. Kofi Paisai, Masai, Sinetters. Only people's chat I ain't blocked from is Chef Rings. Oh, and Mayat Forever, because he just likes to battle. He let anybody come on. He'll stand on his shit. And he can be wrong as fuck, but he ain't scared. These niggas is shaking in their boots, scared of Chief X's common sense science. They talking about, they won't even say my name because they trying to steal bits and pieces of my argument as if they came up with these things. You go on when let Ankh be talking, let Garfield be talking, and someone say, "Hey, Chief X said this." Oh, don't say Chief X's name. Oh my God, don't say his name on my show. Let me kick you off. I'm gonna block you. Oh, and they go crazy. That's fear of that common sense science. I love it. I love being the heel. I love being the contrarian. I love it. I'm not blocked from Egyptologist 7 now. What young Haru talking about? Young Haru said, what did he say? Bullshit. Bullshit. See, everything I said today, young Haru can't combat one thing I said or showed. It's reality. I don't make up no shit. I don't give you my opinion. This is not what I'm just telling you what it is. If it's my opinion or something I think, I'll say that. Like when I started this video, I'm telling you, I don't know shit about Afro Asiatic language. I don't know if it started in the Horn of Africa or it started in Levant. I'm not sure. It's not my subject. That's called being honesty. These niggas that act like they just 100% sure and that they are expert. No, I'm the honest motherfucker you need to be listening to. But here's what I'm saying. Like Clemson Tigers can say this. But can't nobody put together a video like I'm doing. Or I can go through Smash shit, Brother Reggie shit, Ankh shit, play they videos like I do, and debunk each point they make. That's what I do. I've always done that and prove them wrong and show you how they wrong. They can't grab none of my videos and go point by point and debunk them because Chief X ain't never spit no falsehood. It can never happen. Clemson Tiger, you can never put any content out or video debunking anything I said here or anything over the last 2 years. Now you might be able to go 5, 6, 7 years ago maybe to get me because I was a little pseudo then. But anything I put out over the last 2 years, can't none of these niggas. You've never seen them play my video and debunk it because they can't. They act like my videos don't exist. This is how fearful they are. And I've called these niggas out 100 times. When I put out Black Egypt Debunk, Clemson Tigers, listen to me. And Young Heru, listen to me. Let me prove it. When I put out my videos, I challenge all these niggas. I'll give you $200. I'll give you $300 to debate me in front of everybody on Soneta's or whoever's platform, debate me about Black Egypt. Let's go. They all were scared. The baddest of them said, nah. Ooh, no, I don't want that $300. I don't want that $200. Nope. It's too much. I'm not sure I can fuck with him. He has some fire. They said nope and didn't take the money. This is how you know niggas is fake and scared. I always put money on it. You see, they'll debate you they'll run their mouth for 6 and 7 hours on Smash Rockwell stream. These niggas be streaming 6, 5, 7 hours a day for free. Reggie, Ankh, all these cats running their mouth for free for 8 fucking hours. But you won't take $200 from debate me? That's fear. That's fear. So Clemson Tigers, ask them niggas why they didn't accept this money and debate me. Ask them why they ain't taking my videos and proving me wrong on my points. You can't. Sit your ass down. Listen, tell them Squally Vision. They don't want anyone to come and watch my videos because they would be exposed on an extreme level. Pick a video and chop it up. I dare you. I got 100 of them here. Matter of fact, Clemson Tigers has never ever watched a complete video of mine ever. Niggas can't even get past the music introduction. Because they used to memes and shit. And 1 minute TikTok videos. You got to have some intellectual stamina to listen to a motherfucker for over an hour. They don't have that. I realize people like Clemson Tigers and Young Heru and shit, these niggas and shit, people like this are really not interested in history. Why you say that, Chief X? I realize the conscious community don't care about history or science. It's all a front. What they care about is being erroneously glorified. They only care about history if they feel that their people are being glorified in history. They won't talk about none of that shit about them Africans selling Africans and real history and that real shit and how we was fucking up and the geography of sub-Saharan Africa and break down what they won't get into none. Only shit that makes them glorified will they talk about and have discussions about. You guys haven't noticed this? If it's not a glorification of them, zip it up. If it's not some romanticized shit, you won't hear about it. They're limited to a few topics. The Hebrew Israelites, they feel that they are God's chosen people. And they are the 12 tribes. They are the original 12 tribes. Although there wasn't no blacks in Canaan. But they feel, so they're only into history that they feel glorifies them. But it's an erroneous glorification. So the Hebrew Israelites, we are God's chosen people. We are the ones of the book. And the black Egyptomaniacs, we're the ones who built the pyramids. And we're all anything that's glorification and romanticized. If it's not that, they don't care about it. This is real talk. I haven't said anything wrong. I'm giving you straight, great logic. Smash Rockwell ain't went nowhere. He left the chat. But Smash Rockwell is listening. His legacy depends on what Chief X say. Ankh selling abjeware, Abydos, to black Americans selling Caucasian named clothing. His money depends on this. These cats' legacies can be ended by a Chief X video. Dr. Ben's 40-year legacy of talking that shit and lying can be ended all in one fell swoop by Chief X video. That's that fear. See, listen, I'll tell you. Let me tell you something, Chris Connors. The reason I'm not on Sonnet is I refuse to go on there a lot of times. If I just had a bug up my ass and just some serious burning desire to get something out to the people and let it be heard, then I'll go on there. He puts the link. People can come on the panel. I don't hit that link. So people, you can't accuse me of clout chasing people. I've had conversations with Sonetta on the phone just 3 months ago. If I say Sonetta, a lot of people don't know. Niggas pay Sonetta to do presentations, if you didn't know. Okay? So, I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you. So, these niggas that do it, they paid the nigga Sonetta. I can call Sonetta right now and say, Sonetta, I'm going to give you 150 bucks. Let me do this presentation. And he'll allow me. So, when I get back on Sonettas, I don't want to hear you niggas crying. Because Ankh and all these Garfield and all these people already cried to Sonetta. Oh, Sonetta, please don't let Xavier on. Don't let Chief X on. He gonna say this and he's argumentative. He's disrespectful. He disrespects women. Please, Sonetta, please, I'm begging you, don't let Chief X on. This is what they do. No, Sonetta, we want you to bring on pedophiles and shit. Interview Polite and niggas who scam the community for thousands of $1 million. Put up Polite, the nigga who beat Meta World Peace out of $1 million and got his jump start into LA. Oh, we digging now. That's how Polite set himself off, was beating Meta World Peace. Ron Artest. Oh, you niggas didn't know? You didn't know why Meta World Peace don't fuck with and won't be seen with Polite no more and hasn't been seen for years? He fucked him over out of a lot of money. And that jump started Polite's family and hanging in LA. And from then on, he been using that money and fucking over all kind of people and doing more scams. Oh, we can have pedophiles on and all these child predators and shit. You know, like Shaka almost got girls on there calling him out, telling 3 hour stories of how he was, fucking her at 14 and 15 and she's his girlfriend. All this, you can let all these niggas on, but not Chief X. Fake as shit. Ask these cats a few questions. Who wrote that shit in them early hieroglyphics in the first, second, and third dynasty? Ask them who wrote that shit. I can't wait to do my Black Egypt debunk the final chapter video. I can't wait to do it. I'm just kicking back, being patient, you know what I mean? Doing my little research, taking notes and shit. And when I drop this shit, conscious community turned upside down. Clemson said they was captives. Who captive? Who captured them? The Egyptians didn't capture them. Them was Nubians bringing slaves to their master. Egyptians didn't capture them, and then they gave them to Nubians, and then Nubians brought them to them. See, niggas that think about all kind of excuses and shit, except the fact that they was paying tribute and bringing slaves and golds to their master, to their superior state. That's just the truth of the matter. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Cause you niggas ain't Nubians or Cushites. They ain't even you. You niggas is West African. What do you? Why is you niggas defending somebody who? That's just like. Do you see Cambodians defending Iranians? Well, why you niggas feel you got to defend Nubians and Cushites and shit? Them not your people. Chinese people ain't out here defending Iraqis just because they're on the same Asian continent. I'm just reading some more comments before I end this shit. Clemson Tiger, let me. Do you have any content on your page? I don't think so. Look, King Tut is still depicted as brown on his facsimile. Yeah, that's what fucking ancient Egyptians are, brown people. North Africans are brown. That's why they call Mexicans brown. They brown all over Southeast Asia. Everybody's fucking brown. Italians, tall, dark, and handsome. What is dark? They call these people dark. Yeah. King Tut is totally different from the Nubians. King Tut is a Caucasian. MTDNAK. Let me end it with this. Hold up. Because, these people, you would think, hold on. I should be saving this for my lecture, but I'm just going to drop a few things. Hold on. 1 second. We're going to get up out of here, y'all. 1 second. We're going to get up out of here. Hold on. Huh. Oh, Chief. Prove that shit, Chief. Okay. I've proved this, but they act like this shit don't exist. See, I act all scientific, but when it comes to the ancient Egyptians, he becomes automatically becomes anti-science. What does this say right here? They don't have a lot of shit tested, but they have some shit tested. What does this say? List of DNA tested mummies. Has any Afrocentrics ever busted this out on y'all and went through all this DNA? Because they hate talking about DNA science and genetics because it totally goes against them. But then they want to say, "Hey, we science pushing science and science and where's science?" Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty with science when it comes to the ancient Egyptians. I'm requesting Smash Rockwell do a show strictly on North African genetics. I said at the beginning of this video. I tried to ask him that when I was on the stream last time, but they cut me off. He'll refuse to do a video on North African genetics because it goes against him. List of tested mummies. Let's go. You've seen King Tut's name right here. You see it. And we go over to the right. It'll say K. MTDNAK, not no old ass haplogroup and shit, no Y haplogroup and no father's line talking about no 50. MTDNAK, that's West Asian. I just proved King Tut is a Caucasoid and his ancestry stems from West Asia, haplogroup K. So when I'm showing you the goddamn procession, And I veer over to pale ass King Tut. He's pale because he's a Caucasoid. Case closed. Tell him to deal with this. Queen T, you see Queen T right here with the headdress, not hair. Scroll over to the right, haplogroup K. She's a West Asian stock, Caucasoid. Ask these niggas why they don't go over this DNA tested mummy thing. It's right here. The science is right here. You want to go over? Here go the source right here. Insights from ancient DNA analysis of Egyptian humans. It's a source right there. I don't want to hear none of Wikipedia. No, go to the number and click on the goddamn source and read about it. Your most two popular Egyptians in Afrocentric communities and talk. They talk about King Tut and Queen T. King Tut and Queen T. God damn. They both West Asians. What you gonna do with that information? And just to be clear, I'm not tripping on color. It's fucking common sense that everyone varies in color. You have Prince, the artist music Prince, and you'll have Wesley Snipes, dark, very light skinned. It's just a variation of skin color. It's all melanated. You have dark Egyptians, you have light skinned Egyptians. Chief X is never talking about color. I'm talking specific Negroid and Caucasoid. You can't get around it. So Prince or Sarah Seti is Negroid. The guy who I just said, I can't even think of his name now. Wesley Snipes is Negroid. Negroids come light or dark. King Tut is not Negroid. Period. You're right. He don't believe in genetics because he knows he does really, but he fronts to his group. Ankh told you have a army of pseudos. That's why Ankh be attacking all your guests. Because Smash like to have these dumb niggas on all the time. Because he knows all the dumb niggas agree with him. So he can have an army of pseudos co-signing and kissing his ass. That's why he has all these people on there. Ankh don't like none of them. That's why Ankh called them an army of pseudos and was tearing their ass up today. He knows Smash Rockwell's yes men are pseudo as fuck. But Smash likes to have yes men on to co-sign him. Them niggas dumb as fuck. I don't know why you guys be bringing these embarrassing black folk on, embarrassing black folk. Soon as some people of another race click on Smash channel and get to hearing Pan Africanism talk, they immediately switching off that these niggas is crazy and dumb. This nigga think white people are different species than black people. These niggas is dumb. You guys have embarrassed black folk when you get these dumb niggas on your show. What you're doing is you're selling out to push an agenda. You're making black folk look ignorant all because you want to push an agenda and you're trying to save face. And I don't need nobody. I handle all you niggas by myself. I'm a one man show. I'm so one man show and so hard on they ass. A lot of these kids, like even like Chef Rod and Corey. Now them my niggas. But Chef Ron and Corey don't like to come on my motherfucking stream. They'll make one comment in the chat and be done for the rest of the day. But they'll be on Smash channel and comment 100 times. They'll come on, pop up on Smash. Because once you start connecting with Chief X, you're going to start getting canceled. And niggas got a fear of being 100% canceled. So they don't want to just kiki with me too much. I got to beg niggas to come on my goddamn panel. You see what I'm saying? And ask them, can you come on my panel, man? Please. Other than that, they not coming on. They not commenting. Cause to associate with Chief X means you might get canceled, right? So they go elsewhere, and they don't fuck with me much. A lot of cats don't want to be seen in my chat. They be hiding and doing all kind of shit. I'm like, Ngozi and Gullah all on Smash Show all day for hours today, yesterday. But as soon as I come on, they quiet. And they agree with me. Ngozi, I talked to him on the phone just 4 days ago. Gullah Geechee agree with me 100. But they scared to come on my motherfucking panel. They scared to be in the chat. But let Smash go live right now. Hey, it's crazy. It's just weird. All right, y'all. Wait a minute. Somebody might have some balls today. Let me just see if somebody wanted to come on. Bam. I pinned it too. Before I get out of here, I like to give people a chance to refute me or or clarify some shit I said wrong about them. They scared to do that because you can't cut me off in my world. I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you speak freely and share what's on your mind. Then I'll return. Hey, there goes Chef popping up. See, I got to call Chef out, then he pop up. Shoot, Chef. OG Ricardo Robinson, what's happening with you? Yeah, y'all can't be on these platforms for all these goddamn hours talking about my subject without giving me some goddamn credit. And I don't know how many people be hitting me up. Be like, why is these folk don't want to give you no credit? Why they won't mention your name? These cats be scared to mention my name. Like, Ankh and punk people so hard that they scared to mention another man's name because they may get chastised. Shit's crazy in this community. All right, so Smash time I'll send the link. I dropped the link. He's listening. He's not coming on. So that's all bluff talk. That's all bluffing. Smash is not gonna be in no conversation with me when he don't have control. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, Chef Ron. Yeah. What did Mozak say? Check out this theory. Don't the pyramids predate the Egyptian people? No. I don't know what theory that is. Ask these cats why is the oldest monument that was built in ancient Egypt. Sometimes I got to be careful. Monument, structure, all these things have different terms, and people, yeah. But I'm just going to stick with monument. You guys know what I mean. What is the oldest monument built in ancient Egypt? It's the Sphinx. Where's the Sphinx location? Right goddamn there in the Mediterranean, damn near. If it's right damn near in the Mediterranean, then Mediterranean people built it. Period. Whatever's built in the Amazon, Brazil jungle, probably Brazilian Amazon jungle people built it. You right? All right, y'all. Peace out.